on the move as usual, doing some important things. And we're going to be talking about today. We have a lot of action-packed and useful information for you. We're going to be walking the attendees here through our twin onboarding process. That's going to help prepare you for the exciting event in Q1 of self-service twins, where you make your own twin. We'll talk a little bit about that. We're also going to talk about a new partnership that brings job data into your Twin Vault. We'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about things like the utility of the token and updates and all that good stuff. So, Stacey, you ready to go?
Ready to go. And then also at the end, if you stay, we have been running a contest on Blue Sky, X, and LinkedIn. So we'll be announcing the 3 winners at the end, where you're getting 2,500 twin tokens that help get you on that priority list for the wait list. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, let's dig in. We have some exciting things to share.
Yeah, you want to be on that priority list for sure. And, you can, at any point, if you haven't done so already, go to twinprotocol.com, click on the sign up button, and it'll walk you through the process of prioritizing your own twin and buying twin tokens and then leveraging that to gain twin points to prioritize your twin. It's important because we've seen over the past couple of weeks, although we're going to automate this and we're going to power this and make it accelerate, we have seen over the past couple of weeks dozens and dozens of twins that of KOLs, thought leaders, authors, business owners, ecosystems, hypercars, houses, buildings, on and on and on, that are currently in production. Stacey, you want to talk about that a little bit, of all the influx we've had as of late?
Absolutely. And for those of you who, and I'm going to move this. So, okay, I'm here. If you didn't see, we had a really, really fun announcement this week. If you sign up for your account, because we launched 11 public domain twins. And public domain twins basically are publicly available knowledge that we have curated into vaults, and you are able to interact with quite a few fun characters like Sherlock Holmes, and one of Bill's favorite, because fun fact about him, and it's something I really, really love about him, is that you're a big Disney fan and a big, and in the property, Steamboat Willie is a public domain property, a version of Mickey Mouse, which is pretty cool. So we have a Steamboat Willie twin. When we first had that 3 months or 4 months ago, I feel like every demo Bill was sharing Steamboat Willie stories. So it's one of my favorites for you to check out. And Bill, we probably should pull it up maybe next time and show, because it's kind of this childhood magic that comes out.
Yeah.
So we have people like Sherlock Holmes, Steamboat Willie, Winnie the Pooh, but then we have individuals as well that have public domain information, like Amelia Earhart, Beethoven, Leonardo da Vinci. So that was a really fun announcement this week, and there's a lot of opportunity to interact with the books and the writing and the stories. And there's also some fun things, because we've prompted, with my son who's 3, Steamboat Willie talking with him, or Winnie the Pooh talking with him. So it's a really fun interaction, and I encourage anyone who's listening to this to just check them out with your points, because they're now live. So I feel like I kind of snuck that in, Bill, so we can recalibrate with your question. But that was a really fun announcement this week from the Twin Protocol side.
It's fun, and it's fun to interact with them. And you can go to Steamboat Willie and say, tell my little boy a story, and he'll do that for you. You can go to Sherlock Holmes, and you can take the Sherlock Holmes mentality and go, hey, I have this business problem. Give me some advice. He'll do that for you. You can go to Beethoven and talk about music. So this is a precursor to you. Remember, our goal is you, meaning you who's listening to this, building your own twin and being able to broadcast that to the world too, because you're going to want your AI to talk to the world, just like the world's going to know more about Beethoven, because Beethoven's AI is going to talk to the world and talk about all the things that Beethoven wants. So it's an exciting time. Go in today, log into Twin Protocol, go to the showroom, start talking to Stacey, start talking to Winnie the Pooh, and just start talking. Those are two separate things.
I mean, that's also we have in the beta and in our labs incubating Twin TV, which is this concept that we can bring these public domain twins into conversation with each other as well. So yes, I would be interested in my twin having a conversation with Winnie the Pooh, because it was actually one of my favorite characters growing up. So that's very nostalgic for me. But also think about Cinderella, who's one of the other public domain twins, talking with Shakespeare, which is
Yeah.
another one that we launched this week. Like, just so different. Like, what would they talk about? And where are their crossovers? And yeah, there's just so much interesting knowledge and wisdom sharing, and also just fun, keeping it fun and simple.
Yeah, it's super fun. The Twin TV implementation, I've seen some of it, and that's going to be really exciting. Not only just to like have fun and have two different types of people talk to one another across history, or yourself even. Eventually that becomes live, where your AI talks to another AI simply by importing your LinkedIn page. You can have those two things talk to one another. They can report back to you and go, here's how the synergies are. You guys went to the same school. You worked at the same company. Here's some business ideas you might have. All that's coming soon. And the way to do that is the twin token gives you a discount on all these activations. So you go get your twin token, you buy it on Uniswap, you go into our platform, you swap for twin points, which powers the use of the twins. But even if for those of you that have twin tokens, to make it easy, even if you just pay with US dollars, the twin token is still being utilized on the back end to power every single prompt and response. The twin token powers the entire ecosystem. Why? Because this is blockchain. This is where every time you interact with Winnie the Pooh, Sherlock Holmes, Stacey, Engle, a cast of characters there, anytime you interact with them, it builds your own twin vault. Like, you might be asking yourself, okay, I want to build a twin vault, but what info do I have? I've never written a book. I don't have a podcast. Well, you ask questions, just like you did when you were a little kid in grade school, and that builds your twin vault. So we actually have the onboarding presentation, Stacey, that I can get ready and segue to, but maybe you want to talk a little bit more about that.
Well, right now, from an offering, because we gathered questions, part of the contest that we were just referencing had you asking questions from the community. So we want to make sure we get to some of them. And a lot of them were about the roadmap, how you could interact with twins now, with Twin Protocol now, if you wanted to invest, besides, getting on the wait list, interacting with the AI twins, what Bill just described. So we really want to share with you an inside look at how we onboard clients now, if that's of interest to you, because there were questions that came up from that. We are aiming for the self-service twins. So this idea that you are on the wait list, then you'll be prompted up and be able to start training your own twin in Q1 of 2025. So what we're going to show you from an onboarding perspective is what we're doing right now with paying customers. Some of them, and questions we got around Web 2 versus Web 3, some of them are KOLs and other Web 3 influencers and thought leaders. And then some of them are business leaders, people who do not have tokens in their ecosystem with their community currently. So that's the tee up of this onboarding. Are we set to go, Bill? Are we good to show this? Oh, and you're on mute.
Unmuting. Okay, so you see the screen now, and I won't be able to see you or I, Stacey. So if you're holding your hand up to talk or anything like that, just go ahead and talk out loud. But I'll be operating the deck, and so what you're looking at here is our twin onboarding process. But can you still see me, by the way?
We can.
Okay,
looking
good.
Great.
So here's what we're doing now. When we launched Twin, we launched our internal twins. We curated them. We built all of the inside information on it. That's Stacey's twin. That's my twin. That's twins of CEOs. And then we started to curate twins on behalf of thought leaders, CEOs, inanimate objects, cartoon characters. Go in the showroom. You can check that out. Here's what we did. When we launch self-service twins, you'll be able to do all this yourself. In between them, we are actually closing deals with doctors, bloggers, vlog podcasters, CEOs, ecosystems, robots, to basically have them create their own, what we're calling a media twin, where the twin produces media for them. So we are doing that now. And if you feel like that's of interest to you, please contact us early, because there's dozens on the list right now that are being implemented. You'll see some of those soon. So creating your own AI twin, Stacey, I'm just going to go in and why don't you talk us through? I'll provide color commentary, or would you like for me to present it and you provide color commentary? What's best?
Why don't you go through it, because I think you can see that and not us,
Yeah,
and then I'll provide some
makes sense.
commentary. And I'm not sure we'll go through all 30 of the slides, but some of
Yeah,
the key points. So I feel like you're driving that. So
yeah.
it's choose your own adventure.
Got it. I'm on it. So the onboarding process you're seeing on this slide is for a client, where we're curating the onboarding and implementation for a client. When you do this yourself with self-service twins, you'll be doing the whole kit and caboodle here by yourself. So we are taking on now clients, again, from medical directors to CEOs to companies and brands and what have you. And what's the purpose of a twin? So we talked about here some of the use cases. Well, first of all, entertainment. To train your own brain in entertainment, go to Twin, sign up in an account, start asking questions to all the twins in the showroom. You're building your own vault. So it's entertainment and it's building your own global brain, which you'll curate and you'll group the information and permission it for people. But some of the customers that we have want a customer service twin. So we just have a new implementation happening with a video gamer and their brand company, and that video gamer has 3 million followers on YouTube, and we ingested 200 of their video game podcasts, I guess you call them, or posts, and that gives really detailed answers on the video games that he works with. That will create a membership program, some free interaction in a membership program. So the customer service side or the informational side, mimic of an individual, already in play. A marketing twin, our media twins now can be you in photorealistic format. As many of you have seen on my LinkedIn and on Stacey's LinkedIn too, we have our twin doing posts for us. You can too. And we'll actually white glove that for you with our media twin process. And then other purposes. Stacey, you want to go into more? The purpose of the twin?
Sure. So the other, just marketing in general, which you were covering, but we, like, from a very applied standpoint, from a healthcare perspective, patient intake for different customer journeys that you may have. So when we work with bloggers, etc., they want to engage with their communities, or maybe they're running a contest or things like that. The form could actually be filled out through the twin. I'm getting very tactical. Also just links and things. So selling books, because many of our twins have books or products, and a lot of creators and influencers that we're talking with really want to promote their courses and other digital products that they already are already marketing. So they see the twin as part of their marketing stack technology, which I think is really critical to think about, just because sometimes AI can feel so out there, when really, if you think about it as a tool, and this is an application of the tool, you can put it, anything that you're marketing or any business goal, your twin could help you achieve it through more communication through your twin.
Absolutely. And then so we are charging companies for that, an implementation fee and then a monthly fee, and they must have the twin token to power the twin. So when we receive revenue from a customer, part of that revenue goes to actually acquiring twin tokens and powering the twin. And that's the reason we started the twin token. It's pure utility to basically power your twin. Also, as we release self-service twins and our marketplace, today we have a showroom, soon we'll have a marketplace. You'll launch your twin to the world, and you'll be able to have people pay you, as people are paying we have certain twins now with almost 10,000 signups. They have dozens and dozens of hundreds of users that are using it. They're getting paid for basically having their twin work for them. You'll be able to do that too. So it's a revenue generator for you. The image collection. When you get started, there's various flavors of twins. We have an audio twin. It's the least expensive to run from a twin token standpoint and twin point standpoint. And basically we'll talk about the audio in a second. You put a picture of yourself up. So in general, in us for order to take that picture and turn it into a 2D avatar of you, just like that, we'll need a picture of you looking straight ahead. And you generally want to provide 5 to 10 images to us when we implement your twin. In the self-service side, you'll be able to swap twins. Eventually, you'll be able to have multiple personas for multiple sets of data. You'll group your data inside a twin to have your work life, your family life, your hobby life, your fun life, whatever. And you might have different personas for that. Anything to add there?
I just like that you said your fun life. You can also have your sad life.
You have one.
But we really encourage the fun part. No, but all of it. And it's grouping and permissioning. But yeah, the image is key. And having a clear one. And we have ways of doing that even out of studio for people.
And that image is your showroom and eventually your marketplace image too. So when people log, we're giving you a platform here. It's not just a twin. It's like you're going to get a website with your twin that people log into and a dashboard. We just had a dashboard come out this week that shows how many people logged in. What did they ask? How much money did I make? How many twin tokens did I make from this? So you're getting a platform to monetize your thoughts. Think about that. So some people say, I've seen that before. Have you ever seen a platform that allows you to upload your data and your picture, even your video, and make money from it and pay tokens for that? Never. All stored in the blockchain. We feel we have a real leadership role here, and we're pushing that forward. So let's move to the next slide. I won't go through the details of the image collection. I believe we have this inside of our site in the help area. You'll be able to see that there. On avatar recording, yes, we do have photorealistic avatars. We have partnered with the leading companies in the industry. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel and create robots, holograms, avatars, metaverses, video games, ERP systems, all of which you'll be able to integrate Twin into with our SDK and API. We're the vault. We're the ID. So you can record an avatar. We do that today. If you have a business, we highly recommend you get started with this before your competitors do. Contact us. We'll create a media twin for you, share our pricing. Stacey, anything to add on avatar recording in general?
Well, I think people see a lot of avatars in the market right now and associate it with AI twins. So it is a really interesting and good way to get started and very reasonable pricing as well. Because you can do this for hundreds of dollars a month. I mean, it's not talking about thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, which is a big deal for creating access for people. And a lot of times I think people see things and they don't realize how close and accessible it could be for them. So if you do have interest there, and from an avatar, when you say media twin, it is creating media with your twin, so videos. And we provide that service for you now, which a lot of content creators and influencers are signing up because they know that they can scale because their communities want content every day, and that's just a lot. And AI allows different riffs and creativity in a new way. So
no question. Just to talk about an avatar, so we can just do your 2D picture. We can do an avatar you film with your iPhone, or we can do a custom 4K avatar. One of our current twins, Gloria Felt, who Stacey can talk a little bit about, a friend of hers was the CEO of Planned Parenthood. She has a full waist up avatar with hands moving, photorealistic, that lip syncs to whatever you ask her. So we have that level of avatars now. So anything to mention about Gloria as I move to the next slide? Stacey,
well, she's amazing. She's the co-founder of Take the Lead, so she does a lot of work in advocacy, etc. And her vision and mission is really to reach as many women as possible to help them step into their power, and that this will allow her to do it. And she has been very transparent about her age, and she's like, I want to have a legacy ability to create content on the fly and also help with the courses, etc. So she's amazing. Love you, Gloria, if you see this. And also we'll be showing, she was actually just last week at Techonomy, which was an emerging tech conference, presenting some of her twin to investors as well as entrepreneurs in the crowd, and they were very interested And it's basically the avatar's on a green screen, so she could plop it anywhere she wants in a virtual experience, and she can offer that alongside an audio twin, basically with courses and some other um, implementations. So basically, you could create video with your avatar that teases an experience or gives some education, and then you can direct it to your audio twin that could ask real-time questions about whatever the video was about or other stuff. So that's a huge value add to her community and to her vision and mission.
Yeah, that's live today. So
Yeah.
like we're being paid by clients today. We're acquiring the twin tokens to power every blockchain transaction. We're acquiring, Gloria had 4K video she had shot on a background, so that was easy. We're actually
Mhm.
flying people in for a famous comedian who you'll see soon through our Angel Twin partnership to film that comedian in 4K. Also, a very famous ringside announcer and several Hall of Fame type athletes. We're flying people in to do that for you. You'll be able to just use your iPhone, or you'll be able to put yourself in front of a green screen, or maybe we need to send you into a local center to do that. We'll figure that all out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so audio samples. We have found that the most effective twin to date and the most inexpensive to run with twin tokens is your audio twin. It's your voice. It's your twin vault of information, and it allows you to get a twin out there quickly. So the digital Deepak.ai implementation is audio. It's his 95 books, 10,000 blog posts, his voice, your prompts and responses. You can go there today and you get free prompts and free responses. And then when you want to ask unlimited, then you sign up and you pay. But again, the twin token's behind the scene, even if you're paying with fiat. So we just need about 3 to 5 minutes of your audio. You can record that on your phone. You don't really want honking horns in the background or barking dogs. You do it in a quiet place. And voila, we've got your voice, which is powerful. Stacey, any stories about that you want to know?
Well, what's been really powerful is some of our team members, as well as some of the conversations we're having with our clients who have voice samples from the past for people in their lives who have passed, and creating, because they have rights to that um, from estates or etc. Creating their mother's twin to talk with, um, and or father. We've talked about one of our team members, Curtis Boyer, who essentially has brought his late father to back into a AI twin, back to interaction with Curtis by uploading his book, uploading some other components, and then he had voice samples from either reading an ebook or voicemails or certain things like that. So I just think from a touching and also just human experience, there is something deeply powerful about hearing someone's voice. And I mean, I love that you brought digital Deepak.ai to life. I mean, or and in this conversation, his voice is so distinct and powerful, and there are reasons even in coaching and certain body mind work that you only use voice, because our vision senses can get in the way of other experiences. So I think sometimes the audio twin can get not as much credit as it deserves because a voice to voice is like a very powerful experience. So I'd love anyone to experience that, because that's what we do highlight on our site now.
Yeah, a couple of follow-up things on that. So
Yeah.
Curtis, who you said his dad wrote a book. He was the first presidential helicopter pilot, flew Johnson, Nixon, Kennedy, people like that. I brought that out in a demo recently, and I knew Gene Boyer. And Curtis, our internal guy, had a clip. His father passed away some time ago. He had a clip of his dad's voice. I sat there with somebody that never met Gene before, and I said, tell me a funny story about Nixon. It told one about a helicopter flight where Nixon got a little bit upset. Tell us one about Johnson. And me and the gentleman who'd never met Gene before in the conversation started to ask, and just were laughing at the stories. I was just doing a demo.
Yeah.
So we got really involved with Gene in that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was fantastic. Now, to show you how close the voice is, after we show this presentation, I'm going to show you this new video we made of Stacey's twin and Stacey side by side, and you're going to see it. It's a pretty cool video. We'll watch that one after this, Stacey. So audio. what do we do? For training data, what do you do? This is really the core of what Twin Protocol is all about. Protocol, I said protocol. Twin Protocol is all about. We want to help you take advantage and be a big part of the $15 trillion in new productivity that AI brings to the world. That should be yours too. I mentioned this stat last week, I believe, from 2000 to 2006, the internet brought 2 trillion in productivity. AI, 15 trillion. So that's 7x. So let's all take part in this. And if you didn't catch the internet, now's your chance. So you might go, what do I do? How do I train my twin? Books, white papers. If you've done interviews, I want to bookmark that one for a second. I'll come back to it. We'll use that. We'll turn video into text into training data. Your social media posts. We are working internally on a system that analyzes your post pictures. So even if you don't have writings on it, we'll take the pictures and turn that into training data. Emails and correspondence coming soon. You can imagine how powerful that is. Song lyrics, if you got them, and additional materials. But, and Stacey, I'll have you elaborate on this in a second. If you don't have anything, this is the big problem with the world right now, or is that you need training data to train your AI to talk to other AIs on your behalf. You need training data to train your AI to sell something that you're passionate about. You need training data to leave a legacy for your kids. So they can talk to you when you're gone, or even somebody that's already gone. So how do you do that? Stacey, you want to go into that?
Yeah, so I mean, this is what we're super excited about in 2025, to be unleashing more SDK and API and developer tools, because we do believe developers and the whole community have really amazing ideas around what can happen with just fun ingestion apps. But one way we are starting is building very simple questions that could be answered by the average user. And that could come to you in multiple forms. Like, think about just a text message. There are a lot of services that do this for various things, like baby books. I know because I use one, or some other products. So this ingestion of just your everyday life, there's that. So that's an active part, right? It could take just like 30 seconds to a couple minutes a day. Or you could spend hours if you think it's fun. It's a really great reflection tool. And being a certified coach myself, like, I understand the power of people answering questions about themselves. That in and of itself is professional development and learning. So that's amazing. And that's one area of ingestion. The other, which Bill, you could highlight some with I Am Infinite, but the other is we're really working with partners in the ecosystem who can bring in data, because essentially every person is making 147 gigs of data a day. I think that's the most recent stat we've been sharing, Bill.
Oh yeah, 147 gigabytes a day, 2 megabytes a second of data.
Yeah.
Every human generates.
Yeah. So we're looking at ways where your twin could be ingested, and with partnerships, where your twin could ingest data and create meaning just in and of itself, so you could monetize that. So I just wanted to share those two ends of the spectrum, right? Because there's the manual ingestion that's really amazing when you think about it from a knowledge and communication standpoint, and where the future can go of learning about yourself, and then training your twin in various ways and in all the categories, right? You might want some content specifically for your family versus some specifically for an audience, or if you're a thought leader or business leader, there might be content. So that's the whole ingestion spectrum. When we talk about the ecosystem partner, or this data that you're creating 147 gigs a day, we also have a partnership and venture called I Am Infinite. And do you want to share that a little bit, Bill? Because
Yeah, sure.
that is a foray.
Yeah, I mean, Twin Protocol, right? Protocol is the name. We work with partners to find ways to ingest data simply and fun, so that people can train their twin. So for financial data, we have Angel AI and the Angel Twin Initiative. For wellness data, we have I Am Infinite, which Stacey just mentioned. It's a joint venture partnership with us and the Chopraverse, Deepak Chopra, his CEO, Punancha Machaya. And we are basically ingesting your real-time wearable data. So your heart rate, your steps, your oxygen level, your sleep. And the twins automatically give you guidance, motivation, cajoling, lecture, I guess, in some cases, about reaching your goals or not. You wanted to reach 10,000 steps and you didn't? then from a Deepak Chopra perspective, he could teach you about breathing and meditation and consciousness based upon your wearable data. So are you a wellness professional? Are you a personal trainer? Imagine your voice training and motivating your client, trained on your data, your workouts, but their wearable data, their IoT data. So the IoT realm to automatically ingest information is one great way that we're going to be able to train a twin. And then another simple way, like we talked about going backwards, is just asking twin questions trains your twin. So there's so many innovative ways that we're coming out with, and that's really what we're about at Twin: building your twin vault, sending it to a chat bot, an audio twin, a hologram, whatever. There's so many ways to participate. Okay, we're again 15 minutes left. So
yeah, we want to wrap this up so we can get to a few questions and then the contest.
Yeah, you bet. Well, that wraps it up. What I do want to do, I want to stop sharing, Stacey. If you want to talk about, I want to bring up your twin video that we recently made so that the team can see it.
I don't think I've even seen this, Bill.
I don't think you haven't seen it, but you made your. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, let me get there. I'm bringing it up
awesome.
now. So
okay.
Go ahead and talk.
So yeah, well, and I will, just as a segue, we had a question come in that I thought was interesting, and I'll share a couple of my thoughts, and then Bill, you can, and we'll segue back to this whole comparison, and then we'll get to a few other questions. So the question that came, thank you, Cami from X, was, what limitations do you see in replicating human intuitions or emotions in AI? Which is a very fascinating question, because we have been because we are part of SingularityNet, the largest decentralized AI network that's really focused on artificial general intelligence, or the advancing of AI as a benevolent force. This is really compelling and interesting, and we were at the AGI 2024 conference a few months ago here in Seattle, Washington, at the University of Washington, hearing AI scientists, developers, researchers talking about some of these very things, Cami. And it's interesting because most researchers and scientists that we work with really do see the AI as imitating, recognizing patterns, and being able to replicate in that way emotion. But as far as like human intuition, that's pattern recognition, that's the development of furthering artificial intelligence to artificial general intelligence, and then to artificial super intelligence. So some of the limitations are really about lived experience. Like, I was impressed when I was listening to some of the researchers of how much validation was given to just the fact that a lived human experience is such a unique marvel of the world, if you think about it. And I loved like hearing all these scientists talk about it. So AI doesn't have that lived experience. Over time, will it have lived experience that mimics and then potentially has, instead of human intuition, AI intuition, and that being categorically different, right? Those are some of the things that come up. But my quick and dirty, maybe like couple, would be the lived experience. That's a limitation because it doesn't have it. There are ethical and philosophical concerns that we take really seriously at Twin Protocol, from the standpoint of, at the end of the day, we see technology being built in this space that creates companions, of AI companions or other forms that people do believe that the AI is sentient or replicating human emotion when it's not. So there's like limitations from a tech and dev perspective. And then I also think it's really important to call out there are limitations in regards to just the ethical and philosophical concerns that we need to be really diligent about and hold standards to. Do you have any quick thoughts on that, Bill? It's a very juicy, that could be a whole, this could be a good one to bring on some of our AI scientists and our lead AI advisor, Dr. Van
Yeah.
Gertzel, at some point.
I'm sure that having Dr. Ben on would be a fantastic way to learn more about that. So let's bookmark that and let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Stacey, I
Agreed.
did, Christian, if you can help us behind the scenes, I loaded the video. Just to preface it, if that doesn't work, then I'll share my screen. This is a video we did of Stacey's AI and her. Watch this.
Hello, everyone. I am the AI twin of Stacey Engle, CEO of Twin Protocol. It's my pleasure to introduce you to Twin Protocol, a proud member of the SingularityNet ecosystem. Our vision at Twin Protocol is to better the world through knowledge and wisdom sharing. We enable individuals and organizations to train digital versions of themselves, to share knowledge, create legacies, and foster continuous learning.
Hi, everyone. The human version of Stacey Engle here. Thank you for the opportunity to share a little bit about where we are on our Twin Protocol journey. And we just really want to invite you in to help us together revolutionize how we connect, learn, and grow with AI. And we're just honored to be with all of you today.
Well, there you go. So that shows you how closely aligned our photorealistic avatars are going. Stacey, remind me, that was not recorded with 4K. That was recorded with your iPhone, right?
Yeah, that was very on the fly, on the move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so that's going to be, it's exciting to see how closely, and you can hear the voice, like the voice is you, basically. So, and there is a lot of responsibility, and there was emotion in how you were speaking too. Now, generative AI based, and that'll get better and better. But I think that's exciting to show like how far along we are. Now, the key is what that twin said, Stacey didn't say. That was based upon her twin vault, and her twin said that information, which is what will happen for you as well. So that was pretty exciting.
I love that. That was fun. And yes, I think that's a great example of when we're driving to self-serve. I know that particular avatar was shot on a MacBook. So that was just accessible camera technology. And then, that other was shot on an iPhone. So it doesn't have to be Apple products. We use all different across the board. But I did for those two. So thanks for sharing that, Bill.
Yeah.
Let's get to a couple.
One quick thing, then I'll get off it. For those of you that are wondering, yes, it takes more twin tokens to power a photorealistic avatar. It takes less to power your 2D twin, which is from a picture. It takes less to power your audio. It takes less to power your chat. So whenever you see a photorealistic avatar, more twin tokens were used in the blockchain side to power that twin. Just FYI.
Yeah, and there are hard costs to that, and that's why you don't see, live avatars everywhere in our world right now. But we will. The costs are going down, the accessibility is going up, and a lot more adoption, and that's where being part of Twin Protocol really allows you to be on the cutting edge of that. And we're constantly wanting to bring you the best because we're looking for that for our community. So let's get to one other question, and we have a few, but let's get to one other, and then we'll announce the winners. And then you can always follow us. Most of you who are watching this live know we're on X. We do have a new Blue Sky account. So the contest was ran there as well. So if you don't follow us there, we're there. And then on X, LinkedIn, and Telegram is also a community where you can ask questions. And we have moderators and some community members there to answer. And Bill and I pop in to all these different outlets. So keep the questions coming and we'll be answering more. I would love, Bill, for you to sort us out. And this is because we're also working on some of our AI predictions. It's the end of 2024, looking at 2025. What is it? But one of the questions came in asking, how do you see the AI landscape changing in the next 5 years? And what does that mean for Twin Protocol?
Yeah. Within 5 years, at the highest level, we could reach artificial general intelligence, which means AI is as smart as any human, which would create societal changes. So that's a big change that's coming for sure. It's just a matter of when. It could be 20 years from now, could be 5 years from now. But practically speaking, AI will affect all of our lives in more ways than we know. and then we can take advantage of it. So what I'm predicting is AI everywhere. I mean, it's a buzzword. We're sick of hearing about it. I get it. It'll probably morph into like a cloud wasn't called cloud initially. It was called something else. So eventually it'll morph to something else, but it's going to be everywhere and we can take advantage of it. So my prediction is that it'll be in your life, you watching this, and either you'll have done nothing or something to get ahead of it and to leverage it for your advantage. It's right there in front of all of it's like at our grasp for everybody.
I love it. I love it. And yeah, you can be on the lookout for more of our predictions for short term, like what we see coming up in the next year, because we're going to be launching a blog piece and doing some press around that, because we're being asked that question. The 5 years is very compelling because, yeah, it's like the next stage of AI because it's continually learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill?
I just want to add to that. There was another question in our stream,
Yeah.
which was, what's the challenge in integrating? So just to dovetail off that, what's the
Yeah.
challenge in integrating blockchain and AI
Yeah.
together? The immediate challenge, like for the technology, we thought code, all that stuff. The immediate challenge is that convincing people that their data is valuable. Your data is valuable. We have been giving it away. Every time we use a Web 2.0 tool, we sign in with a login with XYZ. We're giving away our data to use free word processors, spreadsheets, watch videos. We get, or just to be a cookie. That's what we're looked at. We're just looked at as a multiple cookie for some people. We give it away. And now's the time for us to take it all back. And that's what blockchain is about. So what's complicated is, number one, let's make sure we spread the message that your data is valuable and blockchain is how to capture it. And then for us, what we've learned is don't even mention blockchain. Just tell people how to use this for their advantage and sell the benefits. So the twin token's running behind the scenes. People don't know that. Blockchain's running behind the scenes. People don't know that. But what's important is let's help you take advantage of this AI run that's happening. And that's what we're doing.
Love that. Great ad. All right, we're going to round out by announcing the winners and then continue the conversations. It's our weekly update, so we'll be back next week. The winners for the contest are Ashley Dawn Coventry from LinkedIn, Suzanne Thompson from X, and Bradley Cook from X. So I think the team's going to put that up in the string real fast so you can see it. But thank
Confirm
you
what they're getting,
to the
Stacey.
3 of you. So what they're getting is 2,500. So the team will be reaching out to you to get your wallet addresses. You'll be receiving 2,500 twin tokens, which puts you on the priority list for the wait list, and you can utilize those tokens, convert them to points, and interact with any of the AI twins that we discussed, like the new ones we just launched last week, and or some other ones, or Bill's, mine, some of our thought leaders, business leaders. So thanks, Bill, for another jam-packed weekly update.
Thanks, Stacey. It was exciting to show everybody how their twins are going to affect them and how to do it. I love that.
Totally. All right. And thank you, everyone, for participating. More questions and answers to come. And cheers to building together. It's the time. AI is here, and we want to make it fun and simple for everyone. And it's about owning your data and just diving in, experimenting. Do it with us. We love you being on the journey with us.
Thanks. Yeah, and happy Twinsgiving for those that celebrate. I'm going to say something stupid at the end of every call.
I like it. It's like a dad joke pun type thing. I love it. All right. Thanks, everyone. Till next